Some beverage? Okay. Welcome to your weekly program, Balahdan, a show with an accent for those without one. We're going to talk about that as a supermodel Halima and her bikinis now and flashing on the front page of Sport Illustrated. And the young Somali is very beautiful, very articulate. But I wonder about how the hijab has been really generating a lot of emotional reaction from the West, especially here in America. Symbol of hijab has taken so many forms, a symbol of oppression for Muslim women, and so on. So it is really a range of meaning that hijab taking place. Hijab, it's like somebody prevent and a sign of modesty and all of this. And I just want to talk about Halima versus Ilhan Omar and how both of them had a groundbreaking of using a hijab. Halima used a hijab to have a space on Sport Illustrated for her Playboy issue that have every year for showing women showcasing their body and beauty through taking clothes off by the beach. And Halima thought otherwise. You can cover your body and you still show beauty. I respect that. But I think it's a consumer issue, immersing herself in consumerism and not challenging the system as much as what Ilhan Omar did. Ilhan Omar was the first Muslim woman with hijab in the Congress, and using that as a platform to challenge the system and have a space for everybody. Halima might have a space for a Muslim woman on the Sport Illustrated, but I think Ilhan Omar done much bigger and much open a different conversation than what Halima. Good luck for Halima, stardom, which is seems like a smart kid, and as my guest here today said, if she is, understand the game of consumerism and Sport Illustrated, God bless her. Anyway, so that's all I'm going to say about this without getting myself in trouble, because I love Somali people and Somali food, and I want to go to Somali restaurant without being kicked out. Anyway, the other issue is the reaction of the Somali community and reaction in general of the verdict of the former police officer Mohamed Noor. This is the first time an officer had the verdict, and so we're going to talk about how the race played a role in that verdict from the beginning. Minneapolis police handled this issue with such suspicion, and how they kind of frame it in such a way that is different than what happened to Fernando Castillo or other crime or other killing where the victim was black and the police officer was non-black or white or what have you. So we have here our guest today, Mustafa Jureya, was born in Mogadishu and lived through the civil war. Brother killed, and other brother was kind of held hostage. They escaped to Kenya, came here to United States in 1996. Study now, have a degree at U of M in public relation and School of Public Relation, and work as a community organizer. Welcome to the show, Mustafa. I like that name, Mustafa. I know you were interviewed by some media outlet about this particular issue, but I'm interested in your take on it and also the reaction of the community you've been. And here is a case where a police officer was found guilty of the third-degree murder. Murder is huge.
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for hosting me. I appreciate it. I want to say happy Ramadan. Ramadan is coming, so that's the thing. Of Ramadan. One thing that I said. So many other news outlets, like you say, I got an interview with New York Times the other day, and then I will say again. Justin deserves justice, no question about that. I mean, that's one thing that we all agree. No matter community you come from, no matter who you are, another life has been lost, and everybody should be say that, oh, this person deserve a justice, no question. But what I am also saying is that also the other black man who has been murdered by the police, Philando Castillo and Jamal Clark, Tamir Rice, who's 12 years old, and there's so many other thousands of black men and women, especially black men. They also deserve the same justice that Justine deserved. That never happened, and that's a fact. So here what I am trying to say is that stated the fact, nothing to do with emotion, nothing to do with anything. The fact, we have a system that give a white far more privilege, and the system that works only for them and their benefits more than people of color, and especially the black. So that is what happened in this case. Justine, yes, deserve a justice. However, when the police officer, the Mohamed Noor, and when you look at his testimony, the way he was explaining how things had happened, and Yanes, who killed the Philando Castillo, was similar. Two different separate, but everybody, all the police say they fear for their lives.
Well, a little bit different. The other one has a gun in it involved.
Yes,
and
but the Mohamed Noor was the police officer said, I am afraid for my life.
Yeah.
The same way Yanes said. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah. He was fearing for his friend's life.
For his friend's life, yeah. Not even his life, but his friend's life. But they do not believe him. But they believe the other white cops who kill black men, cold blood, and say, I fear for my life. Yeah, you have a police, you have a split 10 seconds to make a decision. So your life is more important.
But the other policeman, white, wasn't he Asian? But anyway, a policeman is a policeman. But what I'm saying is, was this guy getting the right legal service? Because the way he framed it, they got him on some of the sentiment and the things he framed. He said, I fear for my friends, not threaten his life, but he used term differently. And they said, if he really fears for his life, he should have, that's what he said, but it seems like it wasn't really a life-threatening to warranted using his force or fatal. But the thing is, it's been, how many years? I mean, it's been a couple of years?
2 years.
2 years. And when first came 2 years ago, the way it was framed in the headlines and the media and by the police department was a little bit different than if the policeman was white, because they always will have to wait for the evidence, will have to wait and see. But it seems like they condemn them right off the bat, and so this is what needs to be looked into it.
Definitely. And then I'm glad you mentioned that, because let's go back. It's the system. I always go back to the system, because we are in a system that's set up for us by those elite people. And we follow the system, their system. We did not participate in this system and how it began. So whatever they decided is how they want to execute it. So
who elected the mayor?
No, not the mayor, the whole system in a criminal justice system.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Everything.
Still.
So it's the media, the way they cover is like, if you go back to I'm also referring, always get back to the fact, because I want people to understand this case, how it's connected and also different the other cases. When Jamal Clark was assassinated, killed, I call assassination because he was assassinated. And the police union.
There was no threat.
There was no threat, and he was handcuffed.
Yeah.
He was handcuffed.
Yeah.
The police union right away come after supporting their guy. And the mayor even come day after. And U.S. attorney, Minnesota attorney office, Mike Freeman, everybody come late. We're going to look. Media. they always go right away. They dig the history of Jamal Clark.
Yeah.
He was arrested. He was this. They frame, show everybody how bad he is. This
Somebody
person.
shot, not
Yeah.
killed, or not whatever.
So how they play in our mind is that this person are not good anyway. Don't waste your time. But look at this police officer, good guy with a badge protecting you. That's how everybody perceives.
Exactly, yeah.
Same way in Philando Castillo. You never see Philando and Castillo. They go after his girlfriend. Everything go right.
Yeah, his life.
His life.
No.
Yanes, you never see him. Beside his picture, you never see him, his family or his wife, whether he divorced, whether he abused his wife. None of that secret. Media never mentioned.
And also the victim, the white
victim.
victim, you always see him in his girlfriend, his life. They have a
Exactly.
life.
Exactly.
But the people, black
And then-
victims, they don't have lives.
And then Mohamed Noor now, case, look at this. Right away, the police union back off. They never stand with him because he's a black and brown and Muslim guy. That's the fact. A U.S. Attorney Office, right away they judge him, they persecute him. Now, what the media does, they dig his past. Does he have a good training? Did he even qualify to be the police?
Yeah.
You know, all that. They show his ex-wife and his mom in media, everything. So that all a center of a race. It's nothing but a race. End of story. Mohamed Noor was convinced
From the beginning.
at the beginning because not he's a cop, not because of he anything else other than he shot a white woman which means her life is far more important than anybody else, and he's a black and brown and also a Muslim guy, period.
Ouch. Well, let's look at some of the stats about police killing, because you're not far-fetched from the reality. You talk about the system, and the stats support that. You know, almost 1,500 people were killed last year by the police. 31% of them were black, and the black only about 12% or 13. So it's almost double.
Yeah.
And almost 99% of those officers were exonerated, never been convicted. And the issue of compensation, let's say, you know, he killed, and God bless our legal system, and a police officer for change was convicted. We will support that, even if it has a other issue. But the compensation, like Clark and all of those people get the most $2-3 million compensation. The $20 million compensation. I'm not putting value on lives. Life is priceless. But what is the business of the compensation? What is the message that victim's family get 20 million and Costello gets 2 million or 3 million throughout the board? I think the highest was 3 million. Isn't that indicative of something?
Absolutely, and that shows you again the value that black and brown, how we value in this society. Justin get 400 times more than what Philando Castillo get. 400 times. It is that, yes, the city of Minneapolis decided to give away 20 million. I'm glad for her. I have nothing against it. However, that's also to show you how the life value for them.
Different.
Simple.
What is the reaction in the community? You know, we have a few Somali policemen. How is this going to affect those people doing their job?
I would say good luck to them. I think it's very tough.
The spotlight will be.
Yeah, it will be very tough for them. I think I haven't spoke to one of them yet, but the way I can sense, the way I see them, is that they really, they're nervous. I think that even the next generation, I talked to the guy who's in a college now, and he wants to be a cop. And then the other day I said, like, think about twice.
Still?
No, I say think about twice. Think about twice. I don't think, and this is my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. In the end of the line, that you will never see another Somali person ever join the forces. police force, period. My opinion. I hope I'm wrong, but I really strongly believe that because they don't see the system and the society value them anymore.
Which
the
is
same way
really,
they did not.
that's very, very tragic, sad, because having a Somali in the police forces and all that is very helpful to improve the relationship with the community. And they were doing a great job in that area.
Well, yeah, but they care about more our vote than our lives, period.
No.
They don't care our...
No, I'm talking about in the Somali end of it. I mean, the Somali community, when they see a Somali policeman, the dynamic is different.
Yes.
Relationship.
Yes, and then I think because if you even look at the Somali cops who work with the communities,
Yeah.
they really change that our community a lot. They mingling with the kids, they talk about the kids, they play with they coach. I mean, one of my friend Abdurrahman Mukhtar put the other day in the Facebook picture show that a cop tying the kids' shoes. And because he was coaching, I mean that was really beautiful picture. That's something. I mean that really show you that, and the Somali police officer, when they go to the force, they believe that they should give back to the community. That's their mindset. We want to give back to the community. We want to serve our community. At the same time, when they see this happen, it's like, I'm going to take a second look, because I don't think that they value my life at the same way they value the white male.
Do you think this is a societal issue? Like this is, we're not expecting the police gonna solve our social problem. Racism and it's really much bigger than the police and brutality and the police thing. So it's a bigger problem than just in the police.
Yeah, I mean, it's the again, I always refer it back to the system. Everything starts with the system. They execute it. Remember, 17...
When you say the system, our political system, our culture, we have a black president for 8 years.
I like that. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's what they always say. Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
It didn't work that much.
No, it doesn't work. That's the thing. Here, 1776, 1960, and 2019, the system are the same. Just what changes are the God. The old God, the new God, and the only people are changed. The system remain the same. Contain and control a black and brown people, period. That's it, simple. So no matter what, if you put the 200 black men in a mayors, and it won't change the dynamic of the system. It's still the same favorite one side of the society and oppress the rest of it. So unless we disrupt and change that system, nothing will ever be done.
Do you think, the Somali community, political activism is huge, and you can see them being elected in so many, I think, they are taken over the Minnesota. Right. I mean, they're, yes, I get you with this kind of reality, sad reality of racism and system. But also, on the other hand, there is a progressive trend, continuation. When you see Ilhan Omar, within few months, she shook the house, brought it down, changed the conversation. Talib, also the Palestinian Muslim American, and also, so there is other progressive movement there that try to challenge the system that you're talking about.
Well, I agree, and then I think that we are heading the right direction. We are still in a canoe. Okay, we just left it drowning. We've been swimming and drowning a few miles. Now we are in a canoe. So, Ilhan and Talib and all others we are in the process of the canoe.
It's very small.
Very small. Yeah. We want to hit the big ocean.
The Titanic is out there.
So it's up there. So we are heading the right direction. But still, we have a long, long way to go.
Well, Mustafa, thank you so much for coming and sharing this idea. Mustafa Adria is a community organizer, talking about the reaction of the community to the verdict of Mohamed Noor, first police officer be convicted by murder, and especially police, where 99% of the policemen that who killed unarmed or civilians will not be prosecuted, and I didn't have any verdict. So, well, conclude our show. We'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum and God bless you.